Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Nick from Snow Personal Training, and today I wanted to release a quick one-shot video of me talking about why I have some serious reservations when it comes to recommending running outside for a beginner. Now, beginner, I mean someone who isn't used to running, period. Someone who might be coming off of a break, coming off of a long time hiatus from being fit, or someone who is active in other areas but is brand new to running itself. Now, on the surface, running seems like a great idea. There are definitely many benefits, and when it comes to cardio in general, I'm obviously a very big supporter. However, running outside comes with a handful of characteristics that I feel are very problematic, not just for people who are experienced in other areas of fitness, but especially for beginners. Number one is going to be that unlike other areas like weight training, yoga, fitness classes, many people overestimate how much they can run. They will just go out and they will do it. There is no mental cap, if that makes sense. When people walk up to a barbell, they will think to themselves, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't load up, 100, 200, 300 pounds for my first day. However, when it comes to jogging, many people will just start going and they're not expecting to run a 5K on their first day, but they will very well might go for a couple of blocks, they might go for a much longer distance, and then once you kind of hit a good rhythm, in the off chance you might experience that runner's high, they'll just kind of keep going. And this seems to be somewhat inherent to running itself because, like I said, other types of fitness, there is going to be a bit of a mental yellow flag that tells someone to kind of slow down, to be a little bit more conservative in what they do for their first few weeks into it. Running is just one of those things where you will just keep going and going and going, and what ends up happening is that it exacerbates DOMS. DOMS is an acronym, it stands for delayed onset muscle soreness, and the doing too much does tend to result in a lot of muscle soreness, especially if you are someone who is brand new to running out. Now, this will also result in not just like regular expected DOMs, but it will also manifest itself in foot pain and blisters as well. And if you are constantly in pain when you're standing, when you're walking around, then it is definitely not a good feeling to be in, and that can definitely sap someone's motivation to go back out there. Now, that's a topic I'll touch again on the end. Speaking of blisters, though, that's another very important thing that a lot of people tend not to think about when they just start out running. They don't realize that running is a technique, jogging is a technique, it's a skill. There's a way that you should run in order to maximize safety and as well as maximize movement efficiency, but really it's just minimizing blisters and the like that I am concerned about when it comes to beginners. Similarly, people tend not to think too much about footwear. What type of shoes are they running? A lot of us will just grab whatever athletic shoe we might have, whether it's a basketball shoe, whether it's a tennis shoe, just something that we use when we're normally being active, and then we'll just go running. And as any runner will tell you, the reason good footwear is very important, and most beginners will not think to, well, many beginners might not think about it at all, and some beginners might just not want to invest into a decent running shoe, and I don't think anyone can blame someone. After all, if you're brand new into doing something that you're not sure you'll like, you're probably not going to drop 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 plus dollars at it right out of the gate. So the decision to not look too much into technique, not look too much into proper footwear, that will exacerbate all of those feelings that we just talked about when it comes to simply going too far. Last but not least, Many people, when they will start jogging outside, they'll just go on the sidewalk, they'll just go on the asphalt. Now, accessibility to a running track, like at a high school or an athletic field or something like that, that has gotten a lot better over the years. However, similar to like the shoe thing, most people won't think to start out there. They'll just go outside and they'll start doing it. And running on cement, running on a hard surface is difficult for anyone, even a experienced runner. And again, it is exacerbated by improper footwear, improper technique, and as well as someone just doing too much too soon. Now, all of these things ultimately result in someone who the very next day is going to be in pain, is going to feel pretty, pretty sore, and otherwise not necessarily the best. Now, most people, when they first start working out, they're already aware of muscle soreness. They might have some skewed ideas about it, but they will be expecting it. However, unlike the muscle soreness that you might get when it comes to working out and things like that, with running, I think people might underestimate how much they might get when it comes to soreness, as in they'll underestimate how sore they will get, and if they're doing too much too soon, compounded with running on a hard surface in improper footwear, what ends up happening is that this person is quite literally running themselves into the ground. And as a trainer, the last thing I want is someone who is new to working out, new to being fit. The last thing I want is that they pick something that is ultimately going to discourage them from continuing. And it's hard to blame them. If every day you're running, you think that you're doing something right, and you just, you have blisters everywhere, it's hot, it's uncomfortable. The act of running is not necessarily the most enjoyable activity for many people. And at the same time, most people who are just starting out, they're usually trying to do it in order to make some sort of physical change. They're trying to, lose a couple of pounds, lose a couple of inches, and things like that. And as we all know, running, it does not necessarily result in the most drastic body changes, either short term or long term. So again, put yourselves in the position of this person. They're sore, they're tired, they're hurt, they're doing what they think they should be doing, but they're not necessarily enjoying it. And compounded on top of that, they're not even seeing the results that they think that they should be seeing. And this just creates this perfect storm of people just not enjoying being fit, not enjoying being active, and ultimately falling off. And it's something that we see a lot. And that is why I, as a personal trainer, do not recommend people to just start running outside. Specifically outside. I think walking on a treadmill at the gym, some gentle cardio activities, I think that's a great way of getting started. Don't get me wrong, but specifically jogging or running outside for like a New Year's resolutionist, or trying to get into doing it for like a summer shred program, not the smartest idea. However, if you are someone who wants to do that, I certainly do encourage you. I just ask that you do it correctly. Now, in order to do that, you can do a couple of things. You can hire a running coach. You could find a 5K, a couch to 5K program. There's thousands of them out there, and they will help scale things a little bit more properly. And I strongly recommend that you also invest in proper shoe wear. It's definitely something where you will get your money's worth. Last but not least, if you can do it on a softer surface, as in not on the sidewalk, definitely do that. A treadmill works just fine, as well as if you have access to a track at like your local high school or maybe your athletic facility, definitely choose that over doing it outside. But those are my thoughts. Thanks for listening. My name is Nick, and I'll talk to you later.